Hello, everyone. How are you? Well, to tell you, this is the last day of our online learning. Are you excited going back to the classroom? Well, before that, we have to continue learning first. So, once again, welcome to Logos College Online Learning with the subject Asian and Western Literature. My name is Mr. Eric P. Mabunga. Well, for this week's lesson is or a story. We talk about the 15 honest coins. So this is all about honesty. So are you honest? Well, honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom, and honesty, or if you want to be trusted, be honest. All right, that's the sayings or quotes of the day. Well, before we move on, we have a review first with last week's story. This story was about a golden swan. Did you remember what is this all about? Have you learned something from this story? What is the moral lesson of this story? Can you give me a summary of the story? Well, if you remember the story, or do you want me to give the summary of the story? Anyway, this is all about the hunter. So there was a family live in the mountain where the wife is quite fortunate at first because she has a very talented husband, and people called him chief hunter. But because of the hunter was being sick and he died, the family was in trouble. So they don't know how to live because the father, or the leader of the family, has gone. But one night, when the wife had a dream, and it was the voice of her husband, and the voice said that he will help his wife and children by giving his wife a golden feather to buy their needs. At first, the wife was very good at spending, like very carefully spending, not to buy the unnecessary things. But he thought one day, he thought that what will happen if the golden swan will not come back to her again. So he wanted, or she wanted, to get more, and she was, or she became greedy, and also or she was gambling, and she lost all her money, and then she had planned to take all the feather of the golden swan. And then time came, then she took the feathers of the golden swan, and she thought that she has a lot of money after that night. But when the morning came, all the feather is not gold. It's just a dull and normal feather. And the golden swan visited her to her dream again, and he said, I will not help you again. So that's the story last week, if you remember. Yeah? Now, before we move on, before we go to another story, we have to remember these words first. Okay. So, first, I will explain all these words, and please take note of these words used in the story about the 15 honest coins. First word is merchant. Do you know what this means? Merchant is a person who trades in commodities produced by people, or this is anyone who is involved in business or trade. So that's merchant. Purse. This is a small bag that may refer to or a coin purse. Small pouch made for carrying coins. Yeah, the coins will put into this small bag or purse. Next word is exclaimed. Exclaimed, this is cry out suddenly in surprise, strong emotions, or pain. So this is exclaimed. So take note of how this word used in the story. Next word is argue. Argue uh, gives reason or cite evidence in support of an idea or actions or theory. Typically, with the aim persuading others to prove or share views. So this might be like there are two opposite sides and they want to argue who is right or who is wrong. All right. Next is crowd or crowded or crowd. This is a noun. It is a large number of people gathered together in a disorganized or usually or unruly way. Or this is a large number of people. Yeah, for example, there is an event and there are so many people, so we can call it crowd. Next is argument. Argument is an exchange of diverging or opposite views, typically a heated or angry one. Or it is also a reason or set of reasons given in support of an idea, action, or theory. Okay, that's an argument. So usually or sometimes we have an argument with our family members, with our friends, and any other people when you are not understand each other and you're not agreeing with each other, so you have an argument. Next is accuse. Accuse is a charge, or yeah, to charge someone with an offense or crime. Or you can say that this is a claim that someone has done something wrong. Another example, like in the story, like the merchant accused the boy of stealing. So that's accused, no? Getting something without permission or steal. Next is uh, next is urge. Urge is to force in an indicated direction or into motion. Like for example, the crowd urged the boy and the merchant to go to the judge's office. Okay, that's urge or ask to move or to go there. Next is settle. Settle is to fix or resolve or to conclude a lawsuit by agreement between parties. So if you have argument, so you can also settle uh, to go to the, for example, chief village or the police or other mediator or person who can mediate your dispute or argument. Dispute. Dispute is to engage in argument. So if you have an disagreement, so you are or do you have dispute with someone, dispute, or disagreement or argument. So they are both almost the same. Yeah, argument and dispute. Next word is march. So this is not the month. This is a verb, means to walk. Usually this one used by military or soldiers. March with a formal way of walking. Okay. Now, demand. Demand is a strong request. Something claimed as due or owed. Or this is also a special or yeah, special request or strong request for short. Next is stolen. Stolen. Stolen, this is the past simple of steal. Yeah. Okay. Steal, huh? Or taking someone's things or property without asking permission and no intention of returning. So that's stolen. Past simple of steal or stealing. Next is faint smile. Faint smile is lacking courage and spirit, or weak or guilty. When you smile, like when you're guilty, it's like you are not comfortable with it and it's not really, or you don't have any courage, or you are getting guilty, especially if someone is insisting that you did or you did something wrong. All right, so we cannot finish discussing this one as I have only 15 minutes for this video. So we'll continue later. All right, so please stay with me and let's continue later. Okay, see you in a moment. Bye.